Our opponent leads on turn 1 Grazer. An Amulet Mirror, huh? Whew. And they have turn 1 Saga too. Okay. I see how it is. Hello and welcome everybody. We are here for match 3 with the list that you see on screen right in front of you. If you are not familiar with the list and what's going on, then check out match 1 where I go over in detail everything you need to know about this deck list. And yeah, I'm excited to hop into match 3 here, so I'm just going to go ahead and get into the games. Alrighty, let's hop in here for the match. Let's be on the play against Burn. Come on, come on. On the draw. Great. Everything's going according to plan. Ugh. Well, if we go turn 1 Saga, turn 2 Valakut, get float a mana, get an Amulet on the main phase of turn 3, we can play Azusa, land up to 5, Grazer up to 6, play Titan. That's not even cycling the Explorer. So yeah, I mean, I definitely think we keep this. Hopefully our opponent doesn't interact with our Saga at all. Our opponent leads on turn 1 Grazer. An Amulet Mirror, huh? Whew. And they have turn 1 Saga too. Okay. I see how it is. If you follow me at all, then you know my track record in Amulet Mirrors is not very good. For some reason, I just can't seem to win them. So I thought our opponent was passing without making a land drop. That would have been something. Okay, so they probably have Bounce Land and Titan this upcoming turn. And we're probably hyper super dead. They activate to make a construct, of course. Sure. At this point, we could just play second Saga and pass, and then, like, if they kill us, they kill us, and if, and in that case, they don't necessarily know what we're playing. We haven't shown them any cards other than Saga. For all they know, we could be playing a Cookbook or a Reanimator deck of some sort, so. They are making another token, huh? I guess they don't have turn 3 Titan, and we do, so. They have another Saga, that's interesting. Maybe they're not expecting this to be a mirror. A second Amulet, okay. No land, maybe? I don't know. Alright, we'll untap. We'll draw. Put these triggers on the stack. Float with this Saga. Now we don't even have to pack for Titan, so. Yeah, so we use the mana plus the bounce land we're about to play Azusa, play land that's 4, 5. Grazer out, another land that's still double green, so we can cast Titan, and. Yeah. I mean, I don't really know where we go from there, though. It's not like we have a Ghost Quarter on the main board to search for here, but. Like, if our opponent has a Titan, then we probably just lose anyways. We'll get an Amulet, of course. We'll play, I guess, Growth Chamber. Especially since we don't have to pack here, we might not want to leave a bounce land in play. Now I'm thinking about it, so that they can't Vesuva if they top deck Vesuva. I don't know, that could be super way too forward thinking, though. Like, that might not be worth it, you know? Do we pick up the Saga here? I think that we don't. I think having a second Amulet this upcoming turn is going to be far better than any alternative, so. We'll float again, pick up the Growth Chamber, Grazer, put in Growth Chamber again. Never showing our opponent that we have the Slesny Sanctuary, because why would we show them that? They don't need to know, it's classified information. We'll play Titan. Yep. We'll get the Slayer Stronghold and Boros Garrison. We'll haste this one. So, next turn, we'll have double Amulet. If we leave just the Stronghold in play here, and attacking it to lands like Valakut and something else, we can. Let's see, we'll have 3 lands in play. We can pack for Titan, play it, transmute for Dryad, play Dryad, haste the new Titan, attack with both, and have Valakut triggers for lethal without leaving a bounce land in play. Let me make sure that I'm mathing this correctly. We even get an extra mana from the Saga, which is interesting. I think we can manage to go throughout this turn without leaving a bounce land and play for our opponent to copy with Vesuva. So, I'm pretty sure that this is just free. We'll swing. We'll say yes. We'll get another Valakut, and the other one probably doesn't matter. It's probably safest to get a green source so that we can play Dryad or Titan pretty easily. I guess Breeding Pool's not bad. Garenbrig makes sense also. They already have a Garenbrig, so it's not giving them an extra Vesuva target. I'm gonna go with Garenbrig. Alright. We're gonna need to remove our amulet yields if we do survive to this upcoming turn, which is not a given. We can actually even explore here to get a second Valakut into play, so that is an upside of going for this line. Solari West. Alright, let's just play the Valakut. That way we can play around them having a main board Ghost Quarter and hitting our Valakut so we can't get Vesuva copying it or something like that. I don't know. Solari West in hand also means that our Titan ETB trigger, instead of getting Solari West in a bounce in, it can get Simic Growth Chamber and Vesuva copy Valakut. And it'll be good. So, looks like our opponent does not have Titan mana. Alright, so I think we probably just went on the spot. And we'll go to upkeep. We'll float, sacrifice, get second Amulet. Let's 5 to get rid of our yields. We'll play Growth Chamber, I suppose. We'll untap, float. Actually, we have tons of mana this turn as well, thanks to Azusa, so. And also, by that virtue, tons of Valakut triggers also. We'll float. Float, activate Garenbrig, leaving a blue floating because why not? And at this point, I guess we might as well just pick up the Garenbrig, leave more mana in play. It doesn't really matter. Our opponent scoops it up. All right. Game 2. Well, I mean, that was a pretty convincing game 1, not gonna lie. All right, so we want Ghost Quarter. We want Pact Negation. As opposed to what I've said previously. I used to think that maybe Pact Negation was playing from behind, but I realized that if you resolve a Titan first and get a Pact Negation, your opponent generally just can't win, so we want the Forces and Foundation Breakers, and the Dismembers as well, probably. Although, to be honest, I haven't really been impressed by Dismember in this matchup. Yeah, so, actually, to be honest, I might not want to bring them in. I mean, I know the Dryad is important and all, but, I mean, what's also important is having cards that you can actually play that are actually good. And Dismember just waiting on your opponent to do a thing, I don't know. It's kind of rough, but, like, when it works, you know? But, alright, we can trim on Explorer. I don't like trimming on Explorer too much because, for consistency reasons, drawing an extra card is pretty good. We can, actually, Cavern, we can trim on Cavern, I think. Trying to play through our opponent's Pact Negation is going to be way too marginal, I think. Radiant Fountain, I am not a huge fan of. What else? What else? And we can trim a Summoner's Pact. That could be wrong, though. Expedition Map is, like, okay. We can trim a Grazer. We only probably need one Grazer at a time. Maybe we just don't bring in the Dismembers, to be honest. Is that crazy? I feel like that's not crazy. Our opponent can easily kill us without having ever put a Dryad in play. I don't know, though. I'm going to try it, since we're already up a game, and then if we feel like we need the Dismembers, we'll bring it in for game 3. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what the right way to sideboard in the mirror is, which maybe is part of the reason why I don't have a great track record in mirrors. Our opponent is on the play. We have the Foundation Breaker just naturally, so the plan is kind of just going. I mean, we're definitely keeping this, because we're going to have a turn 4 double Amulet at the worst. Or turn 3, we can Foundation Breaker or something into play after cycling Explore, probably. So, I mean, I'm definitely keeping this. If we top deck a Forest, this hand's actually just awesome. We play turn 1 Saga, turn 2 Forest, Foundation Breaker, our opponent's Saga or Amulet or something. Or Dryad. Foundation Breaker is just looking like it might be insane this game. They lead on Grazer. Saga? See if they have Grazer and a Saga again. They do. Okay. Alright. Green source. Force of Vigor. That's a pretty good one too, actually. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think we want to take the Saga out of play just yet, though. We actually want them to play a Dryad so that we can hit the Dryad and the Saga with the Force. So I'm just gonna lead on Saga and pass. We can force pitching Summoner's Pact, I suppose. Maybe we just pitch Foundation Breaker. I don't know. To be honest, we may not have a good window to cast this Explorer. Maybe we cycle the Explorer, and then we can pact out an Azusa to cast our Titan or something. Although, I guess Explorer to cast Titan plays around our opponent having Dismember for Azusa. So, let this go. Play Amulet, maybe? That would be interesting. Then we have to choose between Amulet, Urza Saga, and a potential Dryad if they play it. They play Explorer. Okay. They're not going to be happy to find that they're not getting a... Ooh. I guess there's some potential they pick up Saga here, but I highly doubt it. I'm going to let this resolve. Yeah, they didn't pick up Saga. Why would they do that? Play Forest, okay. Grazer, okay. Talari West. So now if we force and hit their Saga, Garenbrig still cast Titan, but if we don't hit their Saga, they can float and have any land tapped or untapped, since they'll be searching for an Amulet. I think we are probably supposed to force this on instep. I mean, we could also just hope that we top deck an untapped green source so we can breaker the Saga instead, but like we can always force pitching something on their upkeep before they hit draw step and get the trigger. I guess then that opens ourselves up to them having naturally drawn Pact of Negation. Right, I'm gonna take the draw step. Okay, so we didn't hit. We are gonna play second Saga here, and we're probably gonna force pitching the... Maybe it's just pitching the Foundation Breaker. That seems kind of wrong, though. Force pitching Summoner's Pact, I think, is where we want to be. So let's play the Saga. We'll put an upkeep stop here, and then we'll yield. And on their upkeep, we're going to force this Saga only. Okay. And exile... I think Pact. This also plays a little better around them having a force themselves. After we sack a Saga and get an Amulet, we can play a land, explore, and leave some lands at play, perhaps. A Saga and make a token. Okay, I guess we don't really care about that. In fact, that just means that they're not casting Titan this turn, right? Abundant Harvest. Yeah, I mean, that's actually not bad. They reveal Azusa, I think. No, they named lands. Okay, so they went for the Misty Rainforest. Okay. Alright, we'll take a draw here. Stack our triggers. We'll sacrifice one of our Sagas to get an Amulet into play. Yeah, I think that's probably correct. Would be funny if we could get Pithing Needle naming Mystery Rainforest, but I don't think that was particularly likely to happen, but... Alright, we can play Breeding Pool and Explore into a bounce line and pick up the Breeding Pool and still be able to play land with double Amulet and Titan them next turn, so... I think that's probably the play. Definitely hit no on this one. We'll yield until end of turn here. We don't want to be yielding during our next turn, though. Another Force of Vigor. Not really the most impactful here, but that is alright. Let's play out the Growth Chamber, I guess. We can actually activate Saga ourselves here if we want to. Alright, we'll pass. See if our opponent has Titan here. They have Tap Valcut. That does not cast Titan. They can't even attack with their Construct, because our Construct would just eat their Construct up. So, yeah, I think this is looking pretty good. I guess our opponent could have Pact of Negation or Double Dismember or something like that. Okay, we'll untap. We'll draw. We have Grazer. Okay. Interesting. We could activate Saga, play Bounce Land up to 4 mana, thanks to the second Amulet we're going to get. Grazer in a Bounce Land, still play Titan. And that way we get a second Construct. I guess I don't really think the Construct matters that much, though. I don't know, it kind of does. We could potentially threaten to double block a Titan with some Constructs, so... On the other hand, what if we don't Grazer? What if we float the mana, play Bounce Land, leave one floating Titan? That's actually 4 mana floating, because we use it to cast the Grazer. Titan gets... I guess we can get a second Titan into play this turn, if we don't cast the Grazer to make a Saga Construct here. Or if we don't make a Construct and then use Grazer to cast Titan, we get to play a second Titan. Okay. I'm convinced. Alright, so we'll start by 5ing just to make absolutely certain we're not yield punking ourselves here. Alright, we'll untap, float, untap, float. We'll float and pick up with the growth chamber, I suppose. We'll Grazer. We'll put in the growth chamber. Untap, float, untap, float, untap. And by untap I mean pick up a land. We'll cast Titan, leaving this mana floating. Say yes. We'll get Talari West, Simic Growth Chamber. I mean, it doesn't have to be those specific lands, but might as well. Untap these two. Float, float. Untap these two. Float with a T-West, pick it up. We'll transmute. Get a Summoner's Pact. Cast Summoner's Pact. Get Titan. Cast Titan. Leaving green floating, because why not? We'll say yes. We'll get Garrison and Stronghold. We'll stack the triggers accordingly. We'll haste this Titan. This plays around double Dismember at least. Not like that's super likely. Alright, we'll pick up the Stronghold, I guess. We'll say okay, and go to combat, and swing with everything. I guess we might as well attack with the Construct, I think. Sure. Say yes. First, we'll get Selesnya Sanctuary and Valakut. Alright, we'll pick up the Valakut, I suppose. And then we'll get Sunhome and something else. I guess just Ghost Quarter? We're not going to be able to use it, though. Might as well get a green source, I suppose. We only have one pack to pay for anyways, though. I guess a green source is pretty useless. It could just be Valakut again. No, actually, it's probably best to get Talari West in case we need to transmute. Again, we'll get Talari West. Alright, so we want the Sunhomes on the bottom. That's for absolutely certain. Alright. We'll untap, float, untap, float, untap a Sunhome, activate it on this Titan, and we'll untap, activate on the other Titan. I'd assume this is lethal. 16 plus 16 is 32, plus the 3 from the construct is 35. They currently have 7 in play. So they can take 28. If they dismember a Titan, that's still going to be 3, 6, plus the 16 is 20 something. I think our opponent's probably just dead. There we go. Well, I guess I must not be as cursed in mirrors as I thought. You let me know what you think happened in that match. We just kind of brutalized our opponent with the double amulet thing in game 2, that's for sure. And I feel like we had some very timely interaction just in general, so regardless, that was an entertaining match, and hopefully you agree. If you do, then leave a like and comment and subscribe and all that good stuff. Once I hit 500 subscribers, I plan on putting out a new PowerPoint video explaining Reclaimer Amulet and Karn Amulet in detail. At least that's the plan for now. So if you want to see another PowerPoint video at 500 subs, then go ahead and contribute your subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, I don't have much else to say other than I will see you guys for match 4. This is Redface Menace, signing off.